Narrator. Hello and a warm welcome back to the English Learning Podcast's Intermediate Guide series. We are thrilled to have you with us today as we continue to equip you with practical English for every facet of your daily life. Today we delve into a topic that touches everyone regardless of where they live or what they do: managing daily chores and responsibilities. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, our lives are filled with tasks. Some routine, some unexpected. How do we keep our homes tidy, our schedules organized, and our personal duties in check without feeling overwhelmed? What vocabulary helps us discuss household tasks, allocate duties, and maintain a sense of order? This episode aims to provide you with the essential language and strategies to confidently talk about and handle your everyday chores and responsibilities, both at home and in your personal life. Today we're not just learning about cleaning. We're exploring the broader concept of personal organization, delegation, and maintaining a harmonious living environment. Prepare for an exceptionally insightful and practical conversation between Sarah, a busy working professional and mother who excels at balancing numerous roles, and Tom, a student who is learning to manage his newfound independence and household duties. Their dialogue will not only enhance your English comprehension and vocabulary related to household management, personal organization, and time management, but also arm you with invaluable perspectives and actionable linguistic tools to confidently, clearly, and effectively discuss how you keep your own life in order. So, let's unlock the full potential of communicating about the practicalities of daily living. Sarah. Tom, it's wonderful to chat with you today. I know as a student living independently, managing daily chores can be a steep learning curve. How are you finding the balance of studies and keeping your living space in order? Tom. Sarah, it's a pleasure to be here. You are absolutely right. It is definitely a learning curve. When I first moved into my apartment on September 1, 2024, I severely underestimated the sheer volume of daily chores. My biggest challenge has been staying on top of the laundry and keeping the kitchen consistently clean. Before, everything was just done for me at home. Now I realize there's a constant battle against dust and dishes. What's your secret to managing what seems like an endless list of responsibilities with your busy schedule? Sarah. Well, Tom, there's no single secret but a combination of strategies. For me, the key is routine and delegation. As a working parent living at 25 Oakwood Avenue, Maplewood, New Jersey, my days are packed. I have found that creating a chore chart or a weekly task list for the family is incredibly effective. This way everyone knows their part. For instance, my children are responsible for making their beds and putting away their toys daily. My husband handles the garbage and recycling on Tuesdays and Fridays, and I usually take charge of the meal planning and grocery shopping. We rotate some bigger tasks like vacuuming or cleaning the bathrooms. What specific chores do you find most daunting to tackle on your own? Tom, the kitchen without a doubt. The dishes pile up so quickly and then the countertops get sticky. It just feels overwhelming sometimes. I try to do them right after meals, but if I am rushing to class or studying, they often get left until the evening, and then it is a much bigger job. Also, deep cleaning tasks like scrubbing the oven or cleaning the refrigerator feel like monumental efforts. I guess I am still learning efficient ways to approach them. Do you have any tips for making those less frequent but more arduous cleaning tasks more manageable? Sarah. Absolutely. For the kitchen, the golden rule is clean as you go. Even if it's just quickly wiping down the counters after cooking, or washing pots and pans while your food simmers, it prevents a large buildup. For deep cleaning, I break them down into smaller, manageable chunks. Instead of clean the kitchen entirely, I might dedicate 20 minutes on a Saturday morning to scrub the sink and stovetop, and then another 20 minutes on Sunday to wipe down the cupboards. We also have a spring clean in March and a fall refresh in October, where we tackle bigger projects like washing curtains, cleaning windows, or decluttering the garage. It is about consistent small efforts rather than overwhelming, infrequent blitzes. What about your academic responsibilities? How do you manage your study schedule alongside these household demands? Tom, that's where it gets particularly challenging. My main responsibility is my studies, of course. I use a digital calendar on my phone for all my lectures, deadlines, and study blocks. I try to treat chores like appointments, literally scheduling do laundry for an hour on Wednesday afternoon or clean bathroom for 30 minutes on Saturday morning. If I don't schedule them, they simply don't happen. The biggest challenge is when unexpected academic tasks pop up, like a group project requiring extra hours or an urgent essay. Those situations often derail my chore schedule. Do you find that unexpected responsibilities frequently throw off your well-planned routines? Sarah, all the time, Tom. Life with a family of 4 at 25 Oakwood Avenue rarely follows a perfectly straight line. Unexpected events like a child falling ill, a last-minute work trip for my husband, Mr. Robert Davis, or an urgent project at my office on Corporate Plaza, can completely disrupt our domestic rhythm. When that happens, flexibility is crucial. We have a system where we identify the absolute non-negotiable tasks, things that simply must be done, like ensuring everyone has clean clothes or food in the fridge. Other tasks might get pushed back or temporarily delegated differently. We also have a fallback plan of simple, quick meals for those chaotic evenings. It is about understanding that perfection is unattainable and sometimes, good enough is indeed good enough. Do you think there is a difference in how individuals perceive chores based on their upbringing or cultural background? Tom, that's an interesting point, and I think absolutely. Growing up in a household where my mother managed most of the domestic duties, my perception of chores was very different. I saw them as something that just happened. Now, I have a friend, Maria from Spain, who grew up with specific chore days, where the whole family participated, making it almost a social activity. Her attitude towards cleaning is much more ingrained and less of a burden than mine. Culture certainly influences what is considered a chore versus a responsibility, and the expectations around who does what. What personal responsibilities beyond household chores do you have to manage on a daily or weekly basis? Sarah, beyond the household, my personal responsibilities include managing family finances, paying bills, tracking expenses, and budgeting for our family of 4. I also handle all our family appointments, from doctor visits at Maplewood Health Clinic to school meetings at Maplewood Elementary for my children, Emily and Daniel. Then there's ensuring we stay connected with extended family, planning weekend activities, and trying to carve out time for my own fitness and well-being. It's a constant juggling act of priorities. I keep a detailed digital calendar and rely heavily on reminder apps to keep everything straight. How do you personally prioritize your responsibilities when you have multiple deadlines or tasks vying for your attention? Tom, prioritization is something I am actively working on. I tend to use the urgent/important matrix. Urgent and important tasks like a looming essay deadline get immediate attention. Important but not urgent tasks, like deep cleaning the bathroom or reviewing notes for next week's lecture, get scheduled. Urgent but not important tasks, like an email that can be quickly answered, I try to deal with immediately or delegate if possible. Non-urgent, non-important tasks like binge-watching a TV show are the first to be cut if my schedule gets tight. It is about being ruthless with my time, especially since my apartment on University Heights, apartment 3B, isn't going to clean itself. Do you find any particular time management techniques especially helpful for your diverse responsibilities? Sarah, absolutely. The Pomodoro technique, working in focused 25-minute bursts with short breaks, is great for tasks that require deep concentration, whether it's preparing a presentation for work or tackling a particularly messy room. For broader organization, I am a big advocate of batching similar tasks together. For example, I pay all our bills and handle all financial paperwork on one specific evening, say, every first Monday of the month. I also dedicate one morning a week, usually Saturday morning, to running all my errands, grocery shopping, post office visits, and picking up prescriptions from Maplewood Pharmacy. This minimizes travel time and makes the process more efficient. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks, and if so, how do you cope with that feeling? Tom, oh definitely. There are days when I look around my apartment or at my study schedule, and I just feel completely overwhelmed. My strategy then is to stop, take a deep breath, and identify the single most critical thing that needs to be done. Just one. For instance, I need to do one load of laundry, or I need to finish this one section of the assignment. Accomplishing that one small thing creates a sense of momentum and makes the larger picture feel less daunting. Sometimes I also reach out to my roommate, David, and we'll agree to tackle a shared chore together, like cleaning the kitchen, which makes it feel less burdensome. Do you ever delegate tasks outside of your immediate family, perhaps hiring external help for certain chores? Sarah, yes, absolutely. While we manage most things ourselves for certain tasks, it simply makes more sense to outsource, especially when time is a precious commodity. For instance, We hire a professional window cleaner twice a year for our 2-story house on Oakwood Avenue, and occasionally use a gardening service for larger landscaping projects in the spring and fall. These are tasks that are either very time-consuming, physically demanding, or require specialized equipment. It's an investment in our time and peace of mind. For others, it might be hiring a laundry service or a weekly house cleaner. It is about understanding your limits and prioritizing what truly needs your personal attention versus what can be effectively delegated. What kind of rewards or positive reinforcement do you use, either for yourself or others, to keep motivation high for routine chores? Tom, that's a good point. Motivation is key. For myself, it is often simply the satisfaction of a tidy space. After a good cleaning session, my apartment feels much more conducive to studying and relaxation. Sometimes I reward myself with a short break like 15 minutes of gaming, or a treat like a special coffee from the cafe on Campus Square. For shared responsibilities with my roommate, we might agree that if we both complete our tasks by a certain day, we order takeout from our favorite pizza place, Pizza Palace, on Friday night. It creates a positive incentive beyond just the chore itself. Have you ever used technology to help manage your chores and responsibilities, beyond just a calendar? Sarah: Yes, technology is a lifesaver. Beyond the standard digital calendars, I use a fantastic app called Our Home that allows us to create shared chore lists, assign tasks, and even award points for completion, which works wonders for motivating the kids. We also use a shared grocery list app, List Ease, which updates in real time so anyone can add items throughout the week, and whoever does the shopping has the most current list. For managing finances, I use budgeting software that automatically categorizes transactions and helps us track spending against our budget. These tools streamline the process significantly and reduce the mental load of remembering everything. They're particularly helpful for a busy household like ours at 25 Oakwood Avenue. What do you think is the biggest misconception about managing daily chores and responsibilities for someone just starting out? Tom, I think the biggest misconception is that it gets easier quickly. I thought once I figured out a routine, it would be smooth sailing. But it's not just about learning what to do. It's about the consistent discipline to actually do it, day in and day out, even when you're tired or busy. And then, as you mentioned, life throws curveballs. So it's less about finding a perfect system and more about developing flexible habits and self-compassion when things don't go perfectly. It is an ongoing process of learning and adapting. It's not a finish line, it's a marathon. Sarah: That's a brilliant summary, Tom. It's an ongoing process of adaptation and learning. And understanding that is truly the first step to successful long-term management. Thank you for sharing your insights. Narrator: What an incredibly practical and insightful discussion between Sarah and Tom. They've masterfully explored the nuances of managing daily chores and responsibilities, from establishing routines and delegating tasks to leveraging technology and coping with unexpected challenges. Their conversation highlights that effective organization is less about rigid perfection and more about flexible habits, clear communication, and consistent effort. Now, let's recap some of the key ideas and valuable vocabulary from their extensive discussion that you can immediately apply to better manage your own daily life. Practice session: Expressing yourself. Let's revisit some valuable phrases and concepts from today's in-depth episode. Practice using these in your own descriptions. Daily chores, routine household tasks. What are your main daily chores at home? Chore chart, a visual list of assigned tasks. Do you use a chore chart or a similar system to organize? Clean as you go, cleaning up immediately after making a mess. How often do you clean as you go in your kitchen? Juggling act, managing many tasks simultaneously. Do you feel your responsibilities are a juggling act? Delegate tasks, assigning duties to others. What tasks do you delegate in your household or personal life? Narrator: As Sarah and Tom so eloquently articulated, managing daily chores and responsibilities is a vital life skill and a fantastic opportunity to practice your English in a very practical context. It's about creating systems that work for you, communicating effectively with those you live with, and developing the discipline to maintain order. By mastering these interactions, you not only keep your environment tidy but also build confidence in your English abilities in real-world scenarios. Until our next illuminating discussion on the English Learning Podcast, keep practicing, keep communicating clearly and confidently tackle your daily responsibilities.